Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I have a message for somebody that has reached a state of, I want to say, enlightenment. This card has like you've transcended something. You've reached a higher vibration, and it's like you're celebrating your new win. Like you've overcome something, and now you're just reaping the benefits of whatever you learned from a situation. I've also got a lot of collaborative energy, once again, kind of similar to the last video, but mixed in with that is it seems like you have like a group of people that are rallying on your side against something that you might have experienced. And I don't know if that picks up very well. It's kind of bright when I put it really close, but very strong, like got the justice card right away. Along with, once again, we have the Five of Wands from the last reading, though I didn't really show it. Um, which is that this is more of the collaborative energy than you would typically get from a Five of Wands card. Usually shows like strife and struggle and something happening. So that kind of hints that like perhaps something transformative happened that you needed justice for. You needed like absolution, and you have like a group of friends that also witnessed this injustice in your life, and they were kind of on your side trying to get you through it, which led to a transformation in your life, which is hence calling back to the first card of reaching a higher vibration and a new understanding of the situation. And I guess these people in your life were there at the time to help you understand what you went through and that you deserve better from whatever you were getting. Maybe it could have been like a really an unfit job position for you, or just you had maybe people around you that weren't appreciating your essence much, and you had a group of people that understood that and were trying to get you to see your value and to get you to leave and find better for yourself so that you could reach this state that you've apparently already reached. I mean, really proud of you here. I'm really glad that you've reached this. But I was just curious to see, because I'm like, the Justice card right away, what exactly did you go through? And when I asked that question, I immediately got like this very strangely like warm motherly presence, which got me to think maybe you had like a mother figure in your life that, but it was like the toxic version of it, more like maybe it was like a smothering energy, or someone that was coddling you and they weren't really giving you due respect, or just weren't really appreciating your talents or allowing you to have independence. I'm sensing like kind of like an overbearing protective energy. That doesn't necessarily have to be a mother, it could be maybe just a friend that thinks they know the best for you, and really only you could decide that for yourself. Like, your destiny is your own, as you should know, which I think you already do. And when I was asking about what exactly, where was that break-off point, it was interesting that, um, this card came out, which is usually a card of like fulfillment and like abundance, like I've made it. And I get the sense that you made it at the cost of having to establish your autonomy from someone else. Like, you were forced into independence because something happened between you and this person, and you had to kind of go and be by yourself and figure things out what you wanted instead of what they maybe wanted or what they thought that you needed. So you were like, all right, I'm going to go out and make my own way and make my own life. And you've reached that point. But it's kind of, there's like this melancholy, at least in this card in her eyes, of like, I did that, but what did it cost me? It cost me maybe having to cut myself off from someone that I knew for a long time. Um, and so you just switched into like, okay, I'm gonna go make all this abundance for myself, and then you did, which is great. It's wonderful, but I wanted to know more about if it was maybe not that motherly presence, but what exactly caused that. Um, and then it was interesting that the Ace of Swords came out because it seems like not even just the Ace of Swords, it came out with the Eight of Cups together as like a pair. And I'm like, that's very interesting. And this particular card has a very like usually it's like an energy of leaving something behind, something that you really wanted. But for some reason, the energy I get when these two came out together was that you were waiting on someone to communicate something to you. Like, you see how in the background she's just looking out into the distance. She's not even paying attention to all the cool stuff in the background, the party that might be going on. She's by herself. So I see like long nights awake, thinking about something, waiting for something to happen, which is what the Ace of Swords signifies, which is usually communication. Like someone's supposed to say something to you that they never actually said, and you know, or you're expecting it. Like you, almost like you could tell, it's on the tip of their tongue, but they've never said it, but it's like you could read their mind, you know what they're gonna say. Um, and I heard when I was looking at these cards, I heard that you were waiting for an apology. And I'm like, who? Apology from who? What happened? And when I asked that, it just felt like the drama unfolded. Like when I asked that, we got the lovers coming out. No, no. Well, Two of Cups, but close enough. But then when I looked at it, I was like, oh my god, it's a lover. It's a lover. No, the light doesn't really show it, but yeah, someone. I don't know if perhaps this person is um that Queen of Cups smothering energy from earlier of like maybe it was a lover from the past that thought they knew better about your life and you had to separate from them and they maybe did something, some sort of betrayal happened. That's what I'm seeing with the death card is something, there was a break. You had like a last straw moment where you're just like, I need to kind of move on with my life from this person and make my own way because they just weren't, maybe it was just becoming really smothering for you. You just couldn't, I keep saying that word, it keeps coming up. It's just maybe they were very possessive in some way or just it wasn't allowing you to thrive really. Like we got the King of Pentacles and maybe they were just very stubborn and they weren't listening to you in quite the way. There's a lot of partner cards in here, so I'm definitely feeling that it was someone in the recent past that you maybe you're just taking a break from. Because it doesn't I don't feel like it's a clean break necessarily. You might still be in communication with this person, or it's kind of like a no contact thing of like, okay, now I'm just not going to talk to them for a bit and I'm going to see if they maybe change their ways. If they approach me, maybe they'll be less controlling or possessive or smothering. Whatever that energy is, that's just the kind of vibe I'm getting, which is odd because Queen of Cups is usually very nurturing, but I'm just sensing a hint of toxicity in that. And yeah, I just wanted to get the ball rolling with that reading before I shuffled further because I'm like I want an idea of what's going on. And so I just decided to start recording. And I'm just going to shuffle to see like who is this person? What happened necessarily? We'll see if I get any answers in a little bit. Who is this person? Tell me about this person. What did they do? Hello? Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Okay, so that took a long time. And then this was like the one card that kind of like flipped out to me. Again, the lighting is maybe if I do it on this side, it might be better. You could see we got the world card. And the phrase that comes to my head is this person was the world to you. Or you made this person your world. I also kind of get the feeling that maybe you saw this as like the one. They're like the end game person for you. They were a very big part of your life, and you were always expecting them to come back around, even though maybe you had problems. And it's not really telling me much of like what specifically happened here, which I'm still trying to get a hold of. I just sense that this seems like a very fated connection. Um, and maybe they feel familiar to you. They feel like a home, that's that motherly presence. And just because I keep bringing up like a mother figure, it doesn't necessarily have to be a woman. Maybe it's a man that just has a lot of nurturing qualities and they feel like a home to you, someone that you thought would be there, or maybe they are your person. That's what I get with the world, is it's like fate bringing you back together. And it's almost like the deck doesn't want to reveal what exactly happened. I don't know. Um, because I'm still gonna ask it, but it's almost like it's trying to tell me like maybe you ought to work it out if you really do feel like this person is your everything. Or it could even be that this person sees you as their everything. You are their world. And that is what they're wanting to communicate with you, is that, man, I screwed up. I, you know, was overbearing. Maybe they're realizing like they lost you. Like for good, potentially, because you really mean what you said when you're like, I'm just gonna be strong and independent and I could make my own way. I don't really need you. I've got this figured out. Like, and it's just cemented with the very first card. Like, you are the opal in this, and this is what they're regretting. That kind of makes more sense to me, that they see you as their world, really. Could be both ways, but like, this is just, I'm seeing you were the star of the show here, and they want to communicate that to you, really. They want to apologize. They want to say like, hey, I'm gonna be better somehow. I'm gonna figure out how to make this work, because it seems like you are very serious about going and living your best life without me. Because it's true, you don't really need another person. Like, you could make it on your own. You're strong enough and powerful enough, clearly. And this person is seeing that now. Maybe they didn't see that before. They thought they had you down on lock, and they're like, oh, they're not going anywhere. Like, and you've basically humbled them and showed them, no, I could go and do this very easily, with or without you. Although I would love for you to come along. Um, but I'm gonna try again and see what potentially happened. Just give me a moment. And we got the Hermit card. This is just confirming exactly what I said, is that you have decided to go on this path. It's cemented. You can't go back from it. Especially, that's the very first mirroring the opal card in the reading. It's kind of like this is a message to continue to move forward, really. That you're doing the right thing. It also mirrors the other person's energies, that they feel alone without you. They can't really find anyone else. And they're in their hermit mode because they're forced into that, but in a more reflective sense. That is interesting. Because I was going to ask if it's worth it to pursue this, and it's interesting. I think the deck is, because like, remember I said, oh, I'm gonna check to see what happened, and it's more like I was prompted to ask, what's the outcome? What should you do in this situation? And that's kind of like what was shown to me, is that you need to just continue on your path. You need to not focus on this person, as difficult as it is. I know that you're laying awake for several nights thinking about what they're going to say, how they're going to go about this reunion energy, and really, they're just saying, like, you need to just keep doing you, basically. That's the only way that you're going to move forward. And whether or not this person comes back is, either way, you're still going to be living your best life, as you have already been doing. So let's see if I could get an oracle deck to see what more can be said about this energy of moving forward. So it's interesting, what came out is the sensuality card. Express your sensuality. So I'm getting, like, you should go out be your like single flirty self and just go out and express yourself. But it's also like a form of like self-care, and sensuality could come in a lot of forms. It could be like how you dress, how you carry yourself, the way you talk. It could be in anything. It could even be in like art form. There's many ways you could express that. But I think it could also suggest that like going out and interacting with other people in that way of maybe moving on, finding someone else that'll treat you better, that's not, it's more your speed. Like you're already in a different like ballpark here. So you're more liable to attract people that are on your level. It is possible this person could rise to your level, but I'm getting the message here more so that this person needs to find their path. Maybe they saw you as a guiding light, very much like this card of like they were following you rather than doing their own thing, and they kind of got lost along the way and they just decided to control you because they thought that that would just be their way of making it, when really I think they need to figure their own life out before they could come to you and give you the apology that you deserve. You know, the cards are kind of blocking me from seeing what they did, but I mean, from the looks of it, it was not pleasant. You know, I already said that I could sense this possessive energy and kind of like a chokehold energy on you. And you rightfully needed to get out of that. So until this person kind of learns their own lessons, and is able to finally reach you into this higher energy field that you're embodying of like abundance and autonomy, and like you're making yourself your own world now, and that's something to be proud of. That's something to reflect on. This sensuality, I feel like, is just really honoring your own energy and like really loving how far you've come and just expressing that and being your beautiful self, stepping out in the world and just allowing new experiences to come to you. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. If you enjoyed this message, remember to like and subscribe to stick around for any further readings. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace be with you. I'm out.